The City of Gary Department of Public Parks Board of Commissioners meeting for the date of Wednesday, January 24th is now in session. Let the record reflect that according to that an executive session was held, and according to Indiana Code Section 5-14-1.5-6.1B, and that the only things discussed were those that were published, and that there were no decisions or votes taken. With that, we will go ahead and have our roll call.
Okay, I guess I'll pull double duty today. Commissioner Williams?
Yes.
Vice President Patterson?
Present.
And Reverend Gardner?
Here. We do have a quorum. We will proceed. We will start with our pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I will turn your attention to our minutes for the date of January the 10th.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes.
A second.
It is moved and seconded that we will approve the minutes from January the 10th as presented. Roll call.
Commissioner Williams?
Yes.
Vice President Patterson?
Yes.
And President Gardner?
Yes, minutes are approved as presented. That takes us to ratification of claims, and I will give board members a moment to review them.
President Gardner, when you have a second, I'd like to add something to this.
To claims?
So, well, claims that actually deal with payroll.
Okay, we'll come to payroll next.
Okay.
Are there any questions regarding claims?
I don't have any. Ms. Patterson?
No.
I make a
Yeah.
motion that we approve.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we would ratify claims for the date of January 24th as presented. Roll call.
Commissioner Williams?
Yes.
Vice President Patterson?
Yes.
And President Gardner?
Yes. You want to go ahead and address payroll? I don't see
Sure.
a sheet here. So.
Sure, we don't have, we're still in the process of searching for a payroll clerk. So those reports, we'll get those reports whenever we get that person in that position. It has been advertised internally within our department. Now it's in the process of being advertised externally via human resources. The only thing, and you'll have a more detailed account of this when we get that person in, is that there is going to be some overtime because of the snow removal, because of the weather, the inclement weather that we had. So I just wanted to kind of let you know before that person gets started. But hopefully within the next few weeks we'll have a person to help prepare those reports.
That takes us to our legal report.
As far as the legal report today, we do have a set of contracts for professional services that have been approved by legal. The first is for all-in-one event rental. The second is for Category Software. And the third is for Party Linens LLC. And we also have an amended contract for service sanitation. Tiffany can speak more to the actual services that will be provided. You want to do that now, or do you want to do it when you address the board?
Why don't we do it now?
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, so,
So the three contracts that you have before you, we discussed, I brought it before the board at the last board meeting just to give you an FYI about those contracts. They did go before Nate for Nate's review, to approve. They are the do not exceed contracts. And basically, Party Linen, and All-in-One provide equipment rental and linen rental for the events that we have at Marquette. And they are signature events, not the actual, weddings and other big events that where the linen is supplied by our catering department. But they're for like our movies in the park, the Harvest Fest that we assist with the city of Gary in, as well as some of our other signature events that we do, Mother's Day brunch, Taco Tuesday, Midnight Summer Chef Series, and those sorts. The catering software is the software that we've been using to help us track and to keep track of our proposals and payments being received, and also helps us with our tracking of the new payment process. And they are, the do not exceed amount should be on each contract.
Okay. And this is a standard contract each year that's
Yes.
budgeted for.
Yeah, this would be the third year that we will be doing these contracts for them.
okay, I just want to make sure that, and I don't know if I got duplications here. I have
They're different things.
a contract for professional services, with All-in-One Rental.
Yes.
I have a contract with, for professional services with, the software company.
Yes.
Okay. And I have a contract for, professional services with Party Linens.
Yes.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And let the record reflect that, the contract with All-in-One Rentals is a not to exceed $2,500 annually. That the contract with Catering Software is a $5,000 annually not to exceed, and that the contract with Party Linens LLC is a not to exceed in the amount of $10,000 annually. Then I will entertain a motion that we would approve these three contracts for Market Park Pavilion as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Commissioner Tommy Williams?
Yes. Yes.
Commissioner Renee Patterson?
Yes.
President Dwight Gardner?
Yes. Okay, we also have a contract here for service sanitation. I don't think that was part of that list.
Yeah, it was listed in there.
It was listed in there. That's actually to close out, to take care of what we owe now from 2017.
Okay.
It's amended.
Yeah, it's
Right.
amended. It went over the amount of the contract that was set in 2017, but it did not exceed the 20%.
Okay.
So I will entertain a motion that we would approve the amended contract with service sanitation. And this is for $1,755.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Commissioner Tommy Williams? Commissioner Renee Patterson?
Yes.
President Dwight Gardner?
Yes.
Mr. President, we have one more contract before the board on today. It's the legal services contract. The terms were discussed in the executive session, and we're asking for approval of that as well.
Okay.
I make a motion that we approve.
Second.
It's moved and seconded that we would approve the legal services contract. Roll call?
Commissioner Tommy Williams?
Yes.
Commissioner Renee Patterson?
Yes.
President Dwight Gardner?
Yes.
And that's in the amount of
I don't have the amount in front of me.
What is it
Judge
for?
Monroe has the
$6,000.
actual
How much
contract.
was
Yeah,
$6,000?
it's exactly,
It's the same as it was last
you know,
year.
excuse, to the public, excuse me for not providing that number, but it is exactly the same amount that it was last year. The only difference is if there is actual litigation, there will be a not to exceed amount that would be paid to our legal services
Right.
for actually having to do court representation.
Thank you.
No other contract before the board today.
That takes us to our administrative reports.
Okay, Tiffany?
Alrighty, good morning,
Good
Commissioners.
morning.
Good morning.
At this time, we have no major concerns, at this time. Our action item was the not to exceed contracts, which were taken care of. Thank you again, Board, for your vote of confidence. As far as bids, the RFP for the Marquette Park Beach concession went out to newspapers on January 22nd, and that's to the Gary Crusader, the Post, the Times, and to the online 411 newspaper services. We will have our mandatory pre-bid meeting at Marquette Park Pavilion on February 9th, 2018 at 10 a.m. to discuss the wants, needs, and desires of the board to potential bidders and also allow them an opportunity to see the concession stand. Our thanks and triumphs for this month is basically we have a jam-packed event season, so we're just working with events. We're just lucky to be having events from Monday through Sunday, taking the lead from our wonderful commissioner, Tommy Williams, and making me go out there and chase Monday through Thursday money. We did it and we accomplished it, and so we have a jam-packed event season. So if you have not gotten your date, you might need to go to 2019. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Congratulations.
All right, some of our managers are at a training at Ivy Tech, a grant, kind of a grant development training. So actually, that's where I'm gonna be heading as soon as we wrap up here. So I'll give Kayana's report for her. She says that YSB is currently working with the schools regarding qualified candidates for the MYC, which is the Mayor's Youth Advisory Council. They have received a copy of the ordinance to help with the guidelines. They currently have 5 qualified youth. They need 9. And so they need a representative from each district to kind of the mirror of the council. So right now they have 5, but they need 4 more. The team is planning the dates for summer recreation and the sites, so we're getting started on that very early to make sure that we plan adequately for it. They're waiting on WDS Group for information regarding partnership with the TANF grant. YSB will request bids for the summer feeding program within the next month. Afterwards, they will have settled on dates for summer recreation. YSB is also held their first youth summit for environmental justice on January 3rd this year. Very well attended event. They got some participation. What school was it? I believe that was not 20. It's still Sidney Academy. Thank you. So it's good. It's good to have young people. I want to say they have between 20 and 30 kids come out. So it's good to have young people interested in being stewards for their environment, for their local communities. So that was pretty well attended. As far as triumphs, she says that YSB successfully sponsored the first Youth Summit for Environmental Justice, and they would like to thank the principal, Katie Curley, and Daniel O'Brien from Steel City Academy for bringing the students to participate at the summit. As far as Hudson Campbell, the big thing is, of course, the renovations. They are still ongoing. They have installed the glass, so the sauna and steam room are kind of enclosed in like a glass area, because those are the hot areas. So of course you want to maintain the temperature levels in those areas. Those areas have been completed. They have installed in mirrors. There are mirrors, and glass that's installed to separate that from the rest of the locker room. So that's been installed. So there's some electrical work that needs to be completed before we're able to open the locker rooms back up to members and guests. And so hopefully that's really, really soon. Yes.
I had a question about the sauna and steam room.
Sure.
Is that in each locker room?
It is.
Men and women?
Yes.
Okay.
Each locker room has its own sauna and steam room.
Oh, great.
Both will be operational. We've had, over the last 5 years, maybe one, which was a sauna usually up and running. So we're very excited to have the steam room as an addition. Additionally, both rooms were renovated to make them more ADA compliant. So they're wheelchair accessible. So now we can have people who need to get in there with wheelchairs. They will have the ability to utilize both of those rooms.
What about maintenance and training as it relates to these facilities, mechanisms, and even training as it relates to housekeeping?
So I think last time we talked about the surplus we had and what we were doing with our budget surpluses. So we have ordered the machine, the auto scrubber machine. It should be here hopefully within the next 1 or 2 weeks, but the provider, the Clark representative, will actually come out and train our people on how to use the machine. So there will be a training session that our maintenance people have to go through in order to use the machine, to make sure that we're using it correctly, to make sure that we're not doing anything that would damage it, to make sure that we get as much bang for our buck as it relates to that. There are additional trainings that they go through, and actually we'll be scheduling some additional ones. We'll be doing the OSHA training. There was another one that we were trying to schedule through environmental affairs, and it escapes me right now. But we will have trainings for all of our maintenance people.
Okay. We'll discuss that.
Okay. That's it as far as Hudson Camel, unless anybody else has any questions. Okay, Gleason. Gleason has pretty much remained the same. What Don is working on now is he's creating a timeline of things that we need to do in order to make sure that we open the golf course on time and that everything is where it's supposed to be. So he's got a schedule on when he's got to lay down his first application of chemicals. Right now he's identifying some of the trees that have been that are dead because of the ash borer beetle. So we're identifying those, and then we're going to try to work with other departments to help remove those. And then also there are some efforts to plant additional trees. So not only do we want to take the ones out, but we want to plant additional trees in its place where it represents itself. The training he's at now, one of the things that we're working on is coming up with a solution to alleviate the flooding issues that we've had over there. So right now, the training is helping to help develop a needs assessment and develop outcomes and how you achieve those outcomes. So it was one that we did, it's been the last 2 days. I did the training with him yesterday. And so we're developing a plan to help address that. Because not only does it affect the courts itself and then revenue, but it also affects the track. It also affects public safety as well, because those lights are controlled by the transformer. If the transformer is flooded, the lights won't work. And so we're working through to see if we can identify any kind of available funding to help in that respect. So that is Gleason. Our aquatics manager, Christine, is here. She'll give her report.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Currently, I'm working on recruitment for the summer staff, trying to get a head up. I'm going out to all the schools inside the cities to make sure that we try to have enough available city residents to try out for the lifeguarding program. Also, I'm still working with the Centennial program, so we can try to have like swim classes where the American Red Cross is actually helping provide and train and pay for the instructors for the swim program. I'm currently still working with park foreman. We're going to try to get a heads up instead of waiting till May to start getting our pools up. If weather permitting, we will start in April.
You want to tell them about your training?
Oh, well, I'm currently finishing up my instructor's training. I will be done by the 18th of February. So all training will be in-house. There'll be no more, you don't have to pay for an instructor to come in. Thanks to the Y, Karen Jones is letting us use her pool, and I'll train all of her lifeguards and instructors.
Any questions? Thank you.
Very good.
I think that's it for the administrative reports.
All righty, we don't have any, well, let me call for public comment. I don't see anyone, but just in case, I don't want to assume that there's nobody waiting in the wings to speak with us. Okay. Any questions or comments from our board members today? Mr. Williams.
Do you want to announce who the new officers are that we had?
Oh, yeah, in our executive session this morning, we did elect new officers, and our board essentially stays the same. Glad to have Ms. Jackson to continue to serve as our board secretary. And also my friend Ms. Patterson is our first vice president, and I will continue to serve as president. I consider it to be an honor, and it is our intent and our goal to do everything that we can to have some of the best parks anywhere in America. The challenges are great, a lot of parks, few resources, but hopefully what we feel in passion can in some places make up for what we don't have in resources. Thank you. Any other questions? Comments? Then I will entertain a motion that our meeting be adjourned.
So moved.
Second.
Our meeting is adjourned.